Hello, fight fans, and welcome to MMA in the Heartland's Free Agent Spotlight for June 2021. Today we will be featuring the Midwest's own Megan Anderson. Anderson is one of the world's best fighters in the featherweight division, holding notable wins over both Kat Zingano and Charmaine Tweet. I'm going to give you a brief look at the Australian's fighting career, then talk about where she may end up competing next. At 31 years of age, Megan holds a professional MMA record of 11 wins and 5 losses. She trains at Glory MMA and Fitness in Lee's Summit, Missouri with longtime UFC veterans James Krause and Tim Elliott. She made her pro debut at Fight World Cup 16 in Queensland, Australia on November 16, 2013, where she lost by majority decision. She followed her loss with a 3-fight win streak that included winning the Rochambeau MMA Featherweight Championship on December 6, 2014 at Rochambeau MMA 4 in Queensland, Australia, as well as avenging her debut loss to Zoe Shiwaz. This success led to her eventual signing with Invicta FC. She lost her Invicta debut to Cindy Danois at Invicta FC 14 on September 12, 2015. Following that, she went on a 4-fight tear at Invicta, culminating in a victory over Charmaine Tweet at Invicta FC 21 on January 14, 2017, to win the vacant Invicta featherweight title, recently vacated by Cris Cyborg. The UFC. After capturing the belt in Invicta, Megan eventually signed a contract with the UFC in mid-2017. Having won Cris Cyborg's vacated belt, she was an obvious matchup for Cyborg. They were scheduled to fight on July 29, 2017, but the fight was canceled when Megan had to pull out for personal reasons. Her UFC debut came on June 9, 2018 against Holly Holm on UFC 225, where she lost by decision to the MMA legend and former UFC champion. Later in 2018, Megan defeated Kat Zingano, the last fighter to defeat Amanda Nunes. But following the victory, she suffered a loss to Felicia Spencer. Megan rebounded from the loss with a win over Zara Farn and then a first-round knockout victory over rising star Norma Dumont. With Megan back on the winning track, she earned her chance at the UFC featherweight belt. In March of 2021, Megan faced off with Amanda Nunes for the UFC title, where she lost by submission to Nunes. This was her last fight on her UFC contract, and with many questioning the future of the UFC featherweight division. So now at 11-5, and compiling a 7-3 record since January 16 with her 3 defeats coming from the likes of Holmes, Spencer, and Nunes, she is one of the most valuable free agents on the market. Free agency. Now we're going to take a turn from history and facts and add in a little bit of speculation. I will be mentioning several possible promotions that could sign Anderson and give my take on each one. Not specifically in order of likelihood. Number 1. Re-signing with the UFC. I'm starting with this one because while many believe the UFC women's featherweight division is going away, it's not a done deal yet. Amanda Nunes is interested in continuing to defend the belt. There are still fighters signed to the division, and a few bantamweight fighters possibly open to fighting in the division. The UFC still has time to invest in the division before it fades away. Remember, not too long ago, the men's flyweight division was going to disappear, and here we are in June 2021, and no signs of it going anywhere anytime soon. Number 2. Bellator. Here is the obvious choice. They have invested well in the division and have a solid roster. They may have the only sustainable roster in MMA outside of Invicta. They have big names such as Cris Cyborg, Julia Budd, Leslie Smith, and Kat Zingano. She would be primed for great matchups with some history right away. She could finally have her showdown with Cris Cyborg or a rematch with Zingano, which would make a lot of sense as well. Number 3. The PFL. I find this one unlikely, but it's there. They don't have a featherweight division that I know of, but many marquee fighters have jumped over to the PFL since its conception, and if they wanted to build a featherweight division, she would be a great start. They do have a lightweight division, however, and if she was interested in going up a weight class, that could be a landing spot. Number 4, One Championship. They have women's divisions, but nothing close to a featherweight division, so I'm going to go ahead and file them under less than not likely. Number 5, Invicta FC. They have a roster, it could happen. I believe she has stated that she does not intend to ever return, but anything can happen regardless of what said, things change.
When are we going to see women in the UFC, man?
Never.
Anytime soon? Never?
Number 6, regional promotions. There are many good regional promotions out there that would love to have a star like her headline a card. She won't be making any long-term deals with one, but it's possible she could take a one-fight deal if the price is right and enough other variables come into play. This is highly unlikely and risky, but there have been instances in the past where fighters took a regional fight to stay busy or relevant while waiting for the right time to sign a long-term contract with a major promoter. The Midwest has several promotions that would really jump on this. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please hit the subscribe button if you're interested in seeing our future content.